Hello, everybody. So today our topic is perinatal psychology. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Ange, or Anjali if you like to call me. I'm the women's health fitness coach, and here is Mandy. Dr. Mandy is here, and yes, and then okay. Hello. Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So today we have Dr. Mandy, who is perinatal psychologist. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for being here and giving us time in this important topic, right? So thank you so much. And so I was going to, I have introduced myself and I was going to read your bio. Okay, so and correct me if my, some accent is not so, what do you call? Not understandable.
All right.
So yeah, so you are fully registered. Dr. Mandy is fully registered psychologist in Australia. Your passion is for perinatal psychology, and it was sparked during your PhD research on the. Someone is saying, no. So research on the transition to parenthood completed in 2016, working closely with first time pregnant and postnatal mothers. I saw firsthand the challenges. Now I'm changing into I saw, but that means you, right? I saw firsthand the challenges and joys of adjusting to parenthood. My work focused on helping mums develop effective parenting strategies, maintain their mental health, and nurture their couple relationships, all crucial components of the healthy transition into motherhood. While I have experience supporting children and parents in various contexts, my true calling lies in empowering mothers during the perinatal period. As a mum of little ones myself, I deeply understand the roller coaster of emotions that comes with pregnancy and early motherhood. I'm just jumbling all the words, sorry. My goal is to help mums find balance, peace, and joy in these precious moments because I know how quickly they pass. That truly is. So this is why I founded Mums in Bloom, an online platform designed to support new mums. Currently, I offer a workbook to guide mothers through early postpartum with an online program for first-time moms launching soon. My mission is to help mothers feel confident and fully embrace this incredible time in their lives, ensuring they can look back and feel they truly cherished every moment of this beautiful journey. Oh, wow, that is beautiful bio. Yes.
Thank
Yeah, and it just you're you're covering the whole picture, right? So that is what I think that is what we should be looking at, looking into the whole picture, not just looking into one. Like for example, partner, looking into relationship, that is such a big part, right? When you're only focusing on mom, it's just not possible
you.
sometimes.
Oh, do it all on our own. We need
Ye-
support.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Annie from She is in a Cafe. Thank you, Anne. Bless her. Yeah, welcome everybody. So today we have wonderful Dr. Mandy. So she is perinatal psychologist, okay? So before we start dive into our conversation, I just wanted to let you know that this live is all about to bring awareness and not a specific suggestion for you because, we don't know what your true situation is. So if you like to know more, you can stay to participate in our Q&A session at the end with Dr. Mandy, or you can directly contact her in her social, or I will put all the details in the content. Okay. So would you like to add anything before we start, or you happy to dive in?
I'm happy to dive in. I think you covered it all.
Okay, I was talking too much, well, a lot.
That's all right.
So the first one is, what are the most common mental health challenges women face during the perinatal period, and how can they balance their new identity as mother with their pre-motherhood self? That's a long question.
Okay. It is. I'll address a few parts in
Mm-hmm.
separate ways. So first of all, maybe just I'll clarify the perinatal period. So basically that is a time that covers from pregnancy up until the first year postpartum. Some people even consider, the second year postpartum as well as part of the perinatal period. And it includes everything from, all the challenges, changes, physiological, biological, hormonal, emotional changes that women go through in that period, as well as, we also want to look at the positives of that change. Some people call the whole transition for mums, matrescence. So it's a whole change of identity as well, because everything is very different once a woman becomes a mother. The most common mental health challenges are generally perinatal depression, so prenatal or postnatal depression, so when it's happening during pregnancy or after the baby is born. So it's usually much more severe and persistent than the baby blues. So some people might have heard of the baby blues that you get after the baby is born. Generally lasts maybe a few days to a week, but if it lasts for more than 2 weeks, then generally it's considered depression.
Okay.
Depression.
So there are, So there are different stages of the things to consider, or not consider. What do you call? It's not stages, is it? What do you call it? So there are different types of mental health the issues. Would you call that?
Well, depression is the same that people would experience at other times in their lives. They call it perinatal depression because it's often more pronounced during pregnancy or postpartum because of all the changes that happen. So there's environmental changes, the body changes that women go through. So that can often lead to that depression in that time period. So it's often characterized by low mood, low energy, inability to really bond with the baby as well. That's kind of the depression. Then we have the perinatal anxiety as well. So anxiety or postnatal. And, lots of women would experience this, whether it's at a clinical level or at a general level. And it's just overwhelming worries, always worrying about, is the baby healthy? Am I doing everything right? Am I good enough as a mother? It can lead to sleeplessness, intrusive thoughts, that quite common. So you have these intrusive thoughts about what is going on with my baby. Are they safe? They can't sleep. Are they still breathing? All of that.
Yeah, especially I think, especially with the first-time mothers, right?
Yeah.
So that was me with my firstborn. It was, I didn't know, what I was doing and all those things.
Yeah.
So that was, giving me a bit unsure, those kind of feelings.
Of course, because we don't know, right?
Yes.
And it really tells us the ins and outs. Everyone's experience is a bit different. So, so it is quite common. It's not considered like normal in the sense that we don't want to experience this and we shouldn't experience to such a terrible level sometimes. But it is common. Lots of people do experience that.
Okay.
I think it's, one in, no, it's like about 20-25% of women do experience it at a clinical level. So it's quite high.
Okay.
There's other conditions as well during the perinatal period. So some people have postpartum PTSD or trauma, usually if they have a traumatic birth experience, or they might experience flashbacks, heightened anxiety around what happened during the birth. That can also happen and lead to postpartum PTSD. And then there's other things like psychosis and other mental health conditions. But I won't go into all of those today.
Yeah, I know it's a massive topic, and we have to, we need longer time for that, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So, okay, awesome. So, leading up to another question is how can women recognize the early signs of perinatal mental health struggles, and what should they do when they notice them?
Okay. So sometimes the early signs of, perinatal mental health issues can be quite subtle, so it's a bit hard to notice it sometimes, especially when, oh, this is just normal part of it, and women sometimes
Yes.
just hide. But really, some of the common signs would be, ongoing sadness, feeling hopeless a lot of the times, and something like that lasting for more than a few weeks, being really anxious and having a lot of fear a lot of the time, especially around the baby's health, or mum's adequacy or feelings of adequacy as a mother, so not feeling good enough. Some can feel quite angry and irritable a lot of the time, so that's part of it as well. Having difficulty bonding with the baby, so not feeling that close connection and bond, and feeling like there's something wrong, be a good sign. Changes in sleep and appetite. So of course, having a newborn leads to
Yes.
changes and lots of things.
Lack of sleep, hormonal change,
Yeah.
and first time mom. What else can so
So,
a lot happening, right?
yeah. So
So
with the sleep, it's normal that the baby wakes up and you have to wake up. But if there's sleep issues beyond that, so if there's chronic insomnia and not being able to fall asleep, or excessive sleeping that kind of keeps moms just not being able to stay awake, so that would be additional sleep difficulties that would need to be addressed. Or changes in appetite, like usually moms, when they're breastfeeding or even just generally postpartum, need higher food intake. So, but if that's the case or anything seems a bit abnormal, then all of those are signs that women should seek help as soon as, because these things usually just exacerbate and get worse rather than better on their own. So anything that lasts beyond 2 weeks consistently would be considered a good sign to seek some early intervention. And there's lots of resources and different avenues to go into. So, whether therapy, support groups.
yeah, can't hear you. Yeah, you okay?
Yep.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So if sorry, did you say more than 1 week or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
At that time you can 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
would you? Yeah. So there are plenty of resources, but would you suggest them to go and see your GP or someone professional rather than looking at the going to Dr. Google?
I mean, you can get a lot of good information going on some accredited websites, like Beyond Blue has some information.
Yes, I will
Has
have
some.
to, because if we write those, sorry, so if we write the people, the organization, they're really the information that people can really rely on. I think that will be amazing because there are so many information that it's very can get a bit overwhelming, right? So if we have the correct resources,
So, I mean, the first point of call is if women in the first few weeks post-birth, or even during pregnancy, experience anything, you can mention it to your midwives or your obstetrician. Definitely seek support from a GP. They can provide, directions whether you might need a mental health care plan and go to.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Am I back?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you're back.
Sorry.
All right. Okay. All good. So, okay.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you for the resources. I think we should add that one in our content. And so the another one is, what does a perinatal psychologist help with, and how is their role different from other professionals in maternal health?
So, perinatal psychologist specializes in supporting women through the mental, emotional, and psychological changes during this time. So, pregnancy, childbirth, and postpartum. So, they help with perinatal depression and anxiety. There's different therapeutic approaches that can be used to address that. Things like mindfulness can be quite helpful. Therapies that have lots of evidence behind them being effective. Processing birth trauma is quite a common one. We can go through that. Processing everything really help just settle these mental health challenges, can support with identity transitions, because that is such a big change in identity from,
yes,
before motherhood, and then you are a mother and everything is different, and there's lack of time for yourself, just change, or you don't have time for any of that. Social network, we can assist with bonding difficulties. So if there's just this lack of bonding with the child, or relationship strains as well. So if there's couple relationship difficulties, the psychologist can help with those as well. There's much more to go into that, but these are some of the common concerns the psychologist can help with. And there's other professionals that can tap into some of these, but really the psychologist's role is that unique focus on the psychological well-being that we want to address. But oftentimes we do work collaboratively with midwives, obstetricians, lactation consultants, or any of those professions that kind of provide that holistic view of supporting women.
Yeah, fantastic. So, and it's the collaborate. The more I see these days, it's the collaboration is the way to go, because it's not only one piece of puzzle that we are trying to solve, right? Because being a woman, we have so many things happening in our body.
Yes.
And working together seems to be, that we can provide the best to our community,
Absolutely.
right?
Things interlink. So if you have breastfeeding issues, that can lead to mental health challenges in itself. Or if you're suffering from a difficult birth and you're still struggling with physical recovery, that can have an impact on your health. If your health is impacted, that can impact on, your recovery, your breastfeeding. So everything is a relationship, all connected.
Yes.
And so if some of the pieces of the puzzle are affected, it affects everything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why sometimes we need everyone involved in our care to address this and bring everything back into a healthy state.
Yeah, 100%. So how important is a self-care for mothers during the perinatal period, if they can, that is? And what are some practical ways that women can look after themselves during this time?
It is absolutely crucial. It's one of the things that mums put aside and think, oh no, I'm just going to make sure the baby is okay. That's all I care about. Just make sure it's looked after if there's other children. But really, it's so easy to neglect, and the impacts of not looking after yourself as a mum are massive. If women don't look after themselves, they will not fill their own cups. Then all of a sudden they become burnt out, too overwhelmed, and they're not able to really do a good job as a mother. So this is why it's so important to take and early enough to prevent those mental health difficulties.
I might be a little bit late. I just realized these days, and then I'm trying to take care of it these days. But at that time, I didn't know that. I thought that the more I give, that's the good mom, right?
It is. So, there's this misconception that we have to be super mom. We need to do the household, and we need to do the cleaning and the cooking and look after the baby. But then there's still these, expectations, whether it's the ones we put on ourselves or from society or others, that we should still have a career, and we still need to look great and bounce back from
bounce back,
and all of those things that can become so demanding that it's really hard. So self-care isn't just you go and get a massage once in a while. Like, there's so much more to it, where little things are done every day so that people still, or women still, feel like they're a woman, they're still a person, not just a mother.
And not just a mother and running around empty, right?
So some of the key aspects that form part of self-care include your physical health. So of course we want to make sure that there's enough rest and good nutrition, being able to have a shower by yourself. So just making sure that
good luck with that.
Good luck with having a shower for that.
Toilet and shower and have a cup of tea.
Yeah, those
are
absolutely. So we need to still look after our physical health as much as possible, especially if we become unwell. Need to really look out for getting enough rest and good nutrition. And that's also the thing, like sometimes women just forget to eat because they're so busy looking after everyone else, and they just don't food scraps that are left over rather than having a proper
Yes.
meal.
Yeah.
If we've got the mental health, we want to make sure women take time to reflect on their experiences, on their emotions, where are they at, using some potentially mindfulness practices or therapy, or, addressing the challenges that they are experiencing, knowing that they're not alone in this. Like, it's so common. Most women experience this in some way or another.
Yes.
So we need some emotional and psychological support and social support. We need to recognize we can't do it all on our own.
Yes. So if your close family or friends, they are offering you help, not feel bad about it, right?
Of
And
course, no, it needs
yes.
a
And
village. It
yeah.
definitely needs
So
that.
yeah, because back home in Nepal, we live in joint family, right?
Mm.
So I didn't know until I moved here, came here. I didn't know how it feels like to live as like your own family, not
Mm.
in a, massive. So that's why I didn't know how can you not have the help? You know what I mean? So
Yes,
in here, it's crucial part.
it is. And there's so many cultural differences as well, that
Mm,
Australia is a multicultural country, so there will be differences in how, families experience this. And then there's also different family dynamics where
mm,
some don't have the support, or they have overbearing in-laws or
yes,
other conflicts that fall into this. So definitely something to all consider when.
yes. Hmm. When you're going through this.
Mhm.
Yeah, awesome. So, if anybody has any question to Dr. Mandy, please comment down below. And while we wait, please let us know where can people find you, and if there is anything new coming that you would like people to know. So, yeah,
Um,
just go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, so people can find me on my Instagram, Dr. Mandy's Mums in Bloom. It's a new business that I've launched this year. So what I'm currently offering is a workbook for exhausted mums. It's practical self-care
Mhm.
essentials.
Yeah.
It's addressed for pregnant mums, postnatal mums, second-time mums, third-time mums.
Yes.
A comprehensive book to get into the importance of self-care. And it doesn't take too long to read, so it's not a whole thing that takes up a long time. It's comprehensive enough to give you the key information.
Yeah.
I also have, or I'm planning on launching a online program
Yes.
for first-time moms, early postpartums, to really help with addressing some of these, early mental health difficulties, and helping mums with feelings of depression, anxiety, identity changes, social
Hmm.
support. So that is coming. If anyone is interested,
Yeah.
they can, on my Instagram or on my website is
Yeah.
www.mumsinbloom.com.au.
Yeah.
I'll be putting out some information about that soon.
Okay.
So it is first-time mums, to really help with a lot of these types of things. And finally, I've got a free mini guide available for mums. It's to help with just looking after your own wellness, getting some me time back into your day. So it's free. You can get it on my website, and yeah, you can up and download that.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that is awesome that you're offering free guidelines to people, and take advantage of that. Most of the times we don't. So, it's always helpful that when we put the effort in, and it shows,
Yeah.
the result will shows. Yeah.
I want to mention that if women are experiencing significant clinical symptoms of depression or anxiety, that the best course of action is to see the GP and see a psychologist for
Hmm.
therapy. My online program is not therapy. It is supposed to be more educational and supportive in nature, but doesn't
Yeah.
constitute psychological therapy. So I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
So if experiencing really clinical symptoms, they need to seek clinical support and direct
Yes.
therapy.
Yeah.
But program is aimed to bring some more calm, peace, joy into this parenting
Mm. Yeah.
journey, um, and prevent a lot of these issues as well. So that women can actually enjoy it. They can thrive in motherhood and become a confident
Yes.
mother.
No, yeah, not feel as drained and feel as painful. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you for clarifying that. So if anyone is watching this recorded live, so please, if you have any comments or questions, send, comment in the comment section or directly DM Dr. Mandy. Okay. So thank you everyone for being here today. And thank you, Dr. Mandy, for your time. And, with the little bugs and everything and my school holiday kids upstairs. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, school holidays started. So yeah, all right. So thank you everyone for being here, and yes, and we'll see you in next live. Thank you, Dr. Mandy. You have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
You
for
too.
coming. Bye.